Most AI projects don't fail because of the model, they fail because the production architecture wasn't designed with proper logging, observability, and governance. Demos are really easy. Deployments are where systems break. At True Horizon, we focus on what happens after the prototype. The approvals, guardrails, and failure handling that make AI safe at scale. In this walkthrough, you'll see the difference between a working demo and an enterprise architecture. Because intelligent agents are powerful, but architecture is what makes them deployable.
Hey, Zane from True Horizon here to show you workflows that we use to safely and effectively deploy AI workflows in Fortune 100 companies. This video is for automation leaders who are ready to take that next step with AI into their real workflows, and automation leaders ready to scale across complex stacks and orchestration. The real problem. The industry right now is obsessed with AI demos. Sure, Cloud and ChatGPT are teamed up together to help solve your email and sales problem, but that's not where things break. I'll tell you what breaks at scale. Governance gaps, approvals, logging, retries, escalations. Enterprise architecture shows safe execution. Workflow orchestrators decide whether or not to send it into this flow. An AI agent decides the reason for the request and assigns it a score to see if it should be processed downstream in an execution layer across their CRM, documents, messaging, and a database. Finally, there's a guardrail layer that does all the things I just talked about. And finally, it outputs documentation, leaves a paper trail for people who want to parachute in to see what exactly happened for the account for a given query or a given day. Enterprise agents aren't smart agents. Anyone can make a smart agent. Enterprise agents are visibility plus controls. Step-by-step build. This is how most AI workflows actually run in enterprise. A Slack request comes in, a manual CRM update, email drafting, 5 tools open at once, 3 handoffs, and 0 visibility. And I don't think you'll be smiling at the end of the day. Not if your SmartBot decided to take a break. Now, I would have loved to show you the actual tech stack, but I gotta honor my client's privacy. So I'm going to show you at least a mock-up version here, using Telegram as our interface. But we should all note that Slack is used as the main interface, as well as all of these different softwares at parts of the build. So you have Salesforce, Gmail, as well as Notion, and then a database for logging AI choices and tasks. What's exciting about this is, again, the guardrails layer brings a human in the loop and ultimately fires off an execution that is safe and scalable. So let's start with our first scenario. John Miller from Nexus Solution called about a billing discrepancy on an invoice. And the robot's job is to log this task in the CRM and then send a confirmation that we're investigating, and then finally assign a task to the billing team. So let's shoot it off in the automation. We'll see we have a trigger, the decision, execution, and then we'll get a message back. So we can see here the request is processed successfully, actions completed, his CRM record is updated, a follow-up email was sent, and a task is created. And then within the back end, there's an audit trail of this agent action. And we can see here that because it crossed our quality threshold of 85%, that it was auto-logged as a success. This is where most demos skip the hard part. This is why AI fails at scale. Not because the model is wrong, because without this key checkpoint, the architecture is naive. Let's break the automation. We already had a pretty cut and clean demo where scenario 1, the robot knew exactly what to do. AI confidence below threshold, manager approval required. Managers rejected this request, customer inquiring about an unresolved issue from last week. And importantly, no actions were taken by the agentic system, and this was archived in an audit log. In our client system, this went up an escalation ladder. If approved, say something that just barely came under the 85% mark, say a score of 84%, then it would execute across those 3 layers like we saw in our first scenario. Before this automation, our client's team was stuck with a backlog of manual work, context shifting, and unclear escalations with no visibility. After we have single execution, controllability, observability, and most importantly, time saved. AI doesn't fail. Architecture does. Observability builds trust. If you want this template, comment template in the comment section below. Thank you so much.